What is up, YouTube? This is ProtoDemn. I'm bringing you guys a very important video. And before I really get into everything, if my voice sounds different, it's because I kind of like have a sore throat-ish, kind of, not really, but like my throat's just being annoying from like this weekend. Okay, whatever, no one cares. But today was a very important day. As you can see, people are uploading on YouTube, as you can see right here, Pokemon X and Y versions. 6th generation was officially announced today. I woke up this morning, went on Cerebi.net, and this was there. 6th generation has been announced. So I'm going to give you guys a few thoughts on it, starting by showing you guys the trailer. So enjoy it if you haven't seen it yet, which I'm sure you all have.
Discover a breathtaking 3D world. Encounter new Pokemon. Battle together, the stronger your bond will become. Your new 3D Pokemon adventure is about to begin. Introducing Pokemon X and Pokemon Y. Coming worldwide October 2013.
Alright, so from watching that trailer, a few things become obvious right at the start. First off, it's going to be on the Nintendo 3DS, which means there will be 3D enabled. It's a 3D world, as you can see in these pictures. All of these, by the way, were actually in the trailer, which that's where they come from. So, that looks a lot of fun. And what I think is probably one of the best parts is the fact that the battles are actually in 3D as well. So I don't think it's obviously not going to be like we don't get to control our Pokemon, move them around, or anything like that, like everyone's been praying for like 20 years, pretty much. It's going to most likely be the same as it is now. It's just that the graphics in battles are in 3D, which actually looked pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Now, the main reason I wanted to make this video wasn't just to tell you guys that it's here, or that this trailer's here, that 6th gen is official, or anything like that. I wanted to give you a few predictions, because I also did this in 5th generation, where they showed us the starters early on, and I was talking about the different what type the starters might be. So we're going to start off here with the grass type starter, Chespin. Chespin, honestly, my personal favorite so far. I think it looks really cool. And it kind of looks like an otter, in my opinion. I have no idea what animal it is, and I've hurt my brain all day trying to figure it out. I have no idea. But the coloring, or something else about it, I don't know what it is. I feel like it's going to be a grass and ground type Pokemon. And I thought that wouldn't actually happen because of the fact that it happened with Torterra. But then you have to remember that fire fighting happened 3 generations in a row. So grass, ground, possible. Fennekin is the fire type starter based off of a Fennec fox, which is the real life animal, whatnot. And some people, if you go to the trailer, and I'm just gonna skip around in the trailer now. If you go to let's see which part. Let me just mute this real quick. If you go to this part right here, where it shows Fennekin, first off, that's Flamethrower most likely. Some people have been saying that move right there is this move right here is either, oh my god, buffering. The second move it uses right here. Some people have been saying it's psychic or it's Psywave or it's extrasensory. People have been saying, oh, it's going to be a fire psychic type. Now there are two reasons why I think that's not actually true. Number one being the fact that a fire psychic type Pokemon was already done in terms of Victini, and even though it's obviously possible for them to, you know, make another fire psychic type Pokemon, I don't think it's gonna happen just because, you know, everyone had big hype over Victini, and like Nintendo itself, and Game Freak, they gave Victini a huge hype because it was the first ever fire and psychic Pokemon. So I don't think that they're gonna make another fire psychic type Pokemon. And also in addition, just because it's using psychic type moves doesn't mean it's a psychic type Pokemon. Like how a lot of water types can use ice type moves. In first generation, Electabuzz and Magmar could use psychic even though they weren't psychic Pokemon. Raikou is capable of using extrasensory even though it's not a psychic Pokemon. Personally, I feel Fennekin, some people have been saying fire electric also, probably because of the yellow fur, but I'm saying that it's going to be a pure fire type in the final evolution, which would be the first time that happened since second generation, and the only time other than second generation that you would have a pure fire type, which I think would be really cool. Then we get to the water type starter, Froakie, which, well, it's a water type starter. Personally, I don't like its design very much, but there are some people that say that they do like it a lot, and this is just the first form. You know, the second and the stage 1 and stage 2 are probably going to look way better and look amazing, so I'm not going to judge Froakie based on its appearance yet. Excuse me. Froakie, it's a frog, and there are poisonous frogs out there in the world, so I could see a water and poison type happening, but I'm going to say again that with Froakie, I'm predicting pure water type Pokemon. I don't think that there's going to be a second type for Froakie or Fennekin in their final forms. Chespin, I said could be grass ground, but honestly, I feel like it's going to be pure as well. So I'm actually predicting, officially, my prediction is that for the 6th generation, the starters are all pure type, pure grass, pure fire, pure water, which is the first and only time that that's happened since 2nd generation. Second generation is the only generations thus far in which all the starters have pure typing, and it's also the only time when the fire starter was pure fire and not either fire flying like Charizard or fire fighting like the other 3. Alright, let's move on. Quickly, just want to talk about these two Pokemon, Pokemon X and Pokemon Y, as I've been calling them. Now, Pokemon Y, you see it in the trailer. I mean, my one friend that's pretty big on Pokemon, and let's go back into the trailer just to show this part. My one friend that's really big on Pokemon pointed out that on Pokemon X, those horns on his head look like devil's horns. Notice also he has black fur on the back and he's red on the bottom. And then take a look at Pokemon X, which, well, it has the X-shaped pupils, but then it has like, its horns look like crystalline and, you know, full of light and energy. I feel like one of them is supposed to represent good and the other one's supposed to represent evil, kind of, in a way. In terms of typing, I could see this one, Pokemon X, since it looks like a deer, kind of reminds me of, you know, Sawsbuck and Stantler. But personally, I think it might be a grass type Pokemon or a psychic type Pokemon, maybe a combination of psychic and grass, which would be the first time that happened after Celebi. Celebi so far is the only grass and psychic type Pokemon, unless I'm forgetting a Pokemon, in which case I'm stupid, but I don't think I am. So that's my prediction. My prediction is either grass, or part psychic, or perhaps psychic and grass for Pokemon X. And for Pokemon Y, I'm not even taking any guesses. This is Dark and Flying. There is no way it's not going to be a Dark and Flying type. Like, come on. It looks like it's dark and evil and whatnot. And it's flying. It's got wings. Look, these, they look like arms. They're wings. And then these are its claws, and this is the tail. And come on, it's a flying, it's a bird-like thing. It's got to be a Dark and Flying, right? Those are my predictions so far in terms of typing. And this video is dragging on pretty long. I don't know if I'm going to talk about my predictions for the anime or not. I'll leave that for another video, and I'm trying to think of if there's anything else for me to mention, anything else worth mentioning, and I can't think of anything at the moment. But yeah, I am really excited. I cannot wait. I know I don't have a DS or 3DS, and I never have and probably never will, so chances are I'll never get to play these games, but I'll get to battle with these Pokemon on Pokemon Online. That's one thing that's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm still really excited about 6th generation. I hope you guys are too. And that's alright, that's pretty much going to be it for this episode. Chespin is freaking awesome. I love this thing. Look at it. It's so cute, and it looks like it could kick total ass. You saw that Solar Beam. It destroyed a Magikarp, which is just a Magikarp, but it used Solar Beam. That's badass. Alright guys, that's it. I'm out for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, at which time my voice will hopefully sound better. See you guys. Peace.